there were a whole bunch of Ghanaians applying for their American visa, and it was raining while they were standing in the queue. An American embassy, a cantonment, made them stand in the queue while it was raining on them. And they were standing there, desperately fighting for the visas, because they live in hell. Let's say you take a shit, a stinky shit in your room, and then you wake up one day and you said, it really stinks here. I want to get out of here. I can't live here. It's very terrible. So you go to a stranger's house and then you knock on the door and then beg them to sleep in their room because their room doesn't smell as bad as yours. That, my friend, is the tale and the irony and an analogy that I have for you, for us Africans, running to the West to seek better lives because we have shitted in our own homes. We are the reason why we are not progressing because God gave us everything that we need. The natural resources, the genetics to work harder, labor-wise. And yet, we are always the beggars crying. It's hard to comprehend. Let me paint this picture for you. Whole bunch of people in Ghana, whole bunch of people spend their entire lives, seeking for passports. They get the passports, and then they will be fighting tooth and nail, trying to, secure their visas. And this could take years, 10 years of hard work, seeking out, using their brains, seeking out ways that they can, go to America or UK in this case. Some people are using marriage ways, some people are using illegal ways, the most dangerous ways where you hear the stories of people traveling with trains and transferring to buses and going through the forest just to make it to America. And it's not cheap. These people are paying about $10,000 to $12,000. Some of them have to sell their houses, their land, because they believe they will get a nice investment on their capital. And it's quite fascinating. Did you know that the richest man in Africa, as a matter of fact, the richest black man in the world is in Africa. And this man started his company with $3,000 at the time, which was 44 years ago. Okay, he's 65 now, so he was only 21 years old. Instead of him running away with that money that he had at the time to go to the West, he used it to open a business in Africa, where we're all running from. And that $3,000 about 44 years ago is equivalent to $12,718 today. That's roughly about the same amount that people are paying to leave the country. And the richest black man in the world used that amount to get to where he is in Africa. We lack some sort of education. We lack some sort of determination and the belief that we can succeed here. And I don't blame the citizens. I don't blame Africans. I blame the system in which we have created for ourselves to suffer in. Because to start a business and succeed in Africa, it's not a joke. Because, there are a lot of opportunities. This is undisputable. But when you start the laws in place that doesn't protect you, unscrupulous citizens that's trying to tear you down, and a lot of hustles that's here, right? That's why I use the analogy that you took a shit in your room, right? So collectively, we are creating this hell that we all live in. And then we all want to run away. We all wake up and complain. The funny thing is, the average Ghanaian complains about the government, complains about corruption in the country, but if put in the same position, they would do the same, if not worse. I can't wrap my mind around what's going to change the situation. I can't. I've been struggling with this. I've been turning and twisting about this. I've been thinking about it. What is going to change the mind of the African? What is going to change the mind of the African? On Ghana Web, it was raining. There were a whole bunch of Ghanaians applying for their American visa, and it was raining while they were standing in the queue. An American embassy, a cantonment, made them stand in the queue while it was raining on them. And they were standing there, desperately fighting for the visas. Because they live in hell, and they're trying to get away from it. The hell that they created themselves. They took a shit in their room. And the shit might not have been one day, say, oh, my father took the shit, it wasn't me, it was my cousin took a shit. But collectively over time of people taking a shit in our room, it stinks. And we need like a whole team of professional cleaners to come in and clean that room, use a whole bunch of chemicals, do whatever it takes to get that room back to a normal living room. just like the strangest room that we ran to. This is what we need to do in Africa. We need to clean up. And I think Rwanda is doing a great job at cleaning up its system. We can all take notes from that. Now, I don't like to be political, but it baffles me. A lot of people in the system think short term. They think low of themselves. And it's funny because, see, people at the top, right, like business owners, the salaries in Africa sucks. I mean, these Chinese and the Lebanese and these people coming here and they're paying people about $30 a month, right? Though there is an established law of minimum wage, which isn't much, but if obeyed, one should not be making less than 1,000 cedis a month if they are working 40 hours a week. There is a law in place, minimum wage. And yet, these Lebanese, the Chinese, and of course, Ghanaians ourselves here are paying people 400 Ghana cedis a month. We are not obeying the law and nothing is going to happen. The system is not working. We are all taking a shit in our own home and then we want to run from it. It's funny, you know, Dubai doesn't have much. We all know that Dubai has, you know, oil, the Middle East, all they have is oil. They live on the desert and they have oil and they use that oil money to change the entire country to become one of the most powerful countries in the world because the population is small. And if they did it, I think we could do 10 times. Because Ghana, for example, is like the second largest cocoa exporter in the entire world, a country of a little over 30 million population. We are about the 6th largest producer of gold. And we have a lot of other more stuff in Ghana. With the population that we have, we even have oil here. With the population that we have, man, and the natural resources, if managed properly, us being on the level of the Middle Easterns is so easy, man. It's easy. The African must think and transcend beyond oneself, the selfishness and the need to live for just today and screw over the neighbor. It's not easy to live in hell. I'm not encouraging you to live in hell, but this is the hell that we've created for ourselves to live in. We can run away. What happened to your uncle who's still living in Ghana and his kids, generations? Are they all going to go through this? We don't fight for anything. We stand for nothing here because we are so selfish. Why the hell should I go and protest and probably die in line for somebody else? It's not going to happen. We are selfish as a guest, especially in Ghana. Very selfish individuals. So nobody's going to put their head on the line. No, why the hell would they do that? So we are timid. We don't speak up when something is wrong. The law is not working. And the wrongdoing is prevailing and it's going to go on in perpetuity until something is done. America, this place that we all admire so much, you know what America has been through. You know what black people have been through in America. You know the fights, the civil rights movement. If Martin Luther King, if Malcolm X, and all these people didn't fight for what's right, Africans wouldn't dare try to leave their homes to go there. Somebody fought for it. And now, it's not like I'm crazy putting myself in this environment. It sucks. As far as doing business and basic things is concerned, it sucks. However, there's a lot of opportunities and I do see light at the end of the tunnel. But this must be thoughtful, hard work towards it. So, for example, my last situation, the guy who took me to court, I didn't mention this, in the beginning, I could have stressed the people who sold the land to me. I could have stressed them to give the guy some of the money. I could have done that. Because these people who sold me the land, when I call them, they pick up right away. They are still around. And in the beginning, when the guy started bothering me, that's a card that I could have pulled. As a matter of fact, a police officer was suggesting that, because all the guy wanted was money. The police officer was suggesting that, why am I suffering? The people who sold me the land should give the guy some of the money. But I have principles. And I refused to pressure these people who sold a land that they lived on, a land that they were making cash flow from the car wash, to me, a legit land. I did all the checks and everything. They did nothing wrong. So why the hell should I pressure these guys to give this unscrupulous being a portion of their cash out life retirement? It's unfair. And I wasn't going to do that. So unfortunately, I had to take this pain and go through this process. And in the quest of doing so, I have learned a lot. I've encountered a lot of opportunities. But the goal is to crack this guy to a point where all the other people that he would have bothered in years to come will cease. We need that. It's not easy at all. It's painful. But that's what's required. We need to fight. We need to speak up. Because that's what happened in America. You know that people fought for basic salary that we all run to go and collect today? You know, they fought for it. Like the factory workers fight, the Child Labor Act. People literally fought for this stuff before they got it. Nothing is given to you for free, my friends. It's always been that way. You have to fight for it. So we're looking at a system that's working now, or we know that, okay, there is minimum wage here and it's heavily enforced because people fought for it. And we're not fighting for that here. We know what the minimum wage is. The government put in place. It's not much, but these companies are still not following that minimum wage requirement. And nobody's doing anything about it. This is the environment that we created for ourselves. If you've not subscribed to the channel already, kindly do so. Like this video as it helps with the algorithm. Comment, let me know what you think. And until next time, my friends, be legendary. Peace.